Something I've been thinking about as a therapy client is how therapists decide what to tell clients in terms of like educating them about um, whatever diagnoses they might have. On one hand, I understand the value of a client coming into each therapy session and being able to largely direct that session to where they feel it needs to go and say what they need to say. And on the other hand, I sometimes look back at therapy that I did as a teenager, and while I definitely experienced a lot of growth and gained a lot out of it, there's some basic stuff that I didn't understand about my diagnoses that I wish my therapist would have just told me, and he just never did in like 4 years of working together. One of the biggest ones being I had generalized anxiety disorder and PTSD in my diagnosis chart at that time. And I knew that PTSD was caused by trauma, but I had no understanding that ADHD was anything other than purely genetic and that it would just always be the same presence in my life. I had no idea that a lot, if not all, of my anxiety came from traumas that were different from the specific incident that I knew caused the PTSD, um, but still traumas. And because I thought I was just kind of like born with anxiety or born anxious, I didn't really think there was much hope for becoming a less anxious person over time. And I think it would have been really great to know that that's something that can be improved, and it's not just necessarily, at least, just learning how to cope with the anxiety, though that's part of it, that you also can be less triggered by things if you work on the sources of some of those anxiety triggers. Um, I don't know, I just find it curious that he never told me that, and now that I'm in therapy again, I wonder if there are similar things that my therapists could be telling me now that could benefit me that I just won't know unless I stumble upon them myself.